How many assholes we got on this ship anyhow?
Yo!
I knew it. I'm surrounded by assholes.
Nothing to see here, please, Pittsburgh! Nothing to see here, please! Yeah! Look what I have created! Ho!
I love this plan. I'm excited to be a part of it. Let's do it.
Show. You're one-on-one with Wes the Sports Guy here on YouTube, BitChute, Rumble, and Odyssey. You get the links to those video sites at westhesportsguy.com. Bookmark that site to get the NHL Stanley Cup Playoff Preview. It is live right now. You can also get the social media links, all located for you at westhesportsguy.com. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, leave a comment if you like what you see. If you don't like what you see, also leave a comment. I welcome it all. Make sure you do that at any of those video sites, YouTube, BitChute, Rumble, or Odyssey. Getting right into it, it is time for the segment that has never trusted Fauci the fraud during lockdown madness.
You are vaccinated. Please remember that you still have to be careful and not get involved in crowded situations, particularly indoors where people are not wearing masks.
That places such as grocery stores, pharmacies, whatever, should allow vaccinated people to come in and shop without masks.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Do you remember?
You remember?
Do you remember when Tim Tebow was playing in the NFL as a quarterback? Well, you probably don't, but if you do, that was a very interesting time where people essentially lost their minds. Couldn't believe what they were seeing because Tim Tebow's not the greatest quarterback in the world, but he was leading the Denver Broncos to a playoff appearance and also a playoff victory and a thrilling OT victory against the Pittsburgh Steelers, who were heavily favored at the time to be Super Bowl contenders when the Denver Broncos took care of business and beat them in overtime. But then the next matchup the following week was against the New England Patriots, and Tom Brady, Bill Belichick, you know the story. They got destroyed, essentially, in that game. But Tim Tebow had a legend, and it grew so much at that point in time, but then the Denver Broncos signed Peyton Manning, and as you know, the rest is history. Tim Tebow was no more in Denver. He tried to make it stick with the New York Jets after that. He also had a couple stints with the New England Patriots and the Philadelphia Eagles in preseason fashion, did not make the rosters when it came time to the season in those respective camps, and he has been out of football since. He has been playing baseball with the New York Mets. The last few seasons, he's had respectable numbers, getting as high as AAA with the New York Mets and their AAA affiliate, but it did not pan out for him, and he thus retired recently from playing baseball. And you got to give him some credit for that because he didn't play baseball since his senior year in high school, and he put in the work, put in the effort. He was not given preferential treatment, you could say, to a point, but really, Tim Tebow was there to put butts in the seats in the minor league fashion for the New York Mets. Fast forward, he has now been signed to a one-year contract. It is not official that he's going to make the roster. I'm prefacing that now for all those that have lost their minds, knowing that Tim Tebow's back on an NFL roster going into training camp later this summer. But Tim Tebow will not be playing as a quarterback for the Jacksonville Jaguars and their new head coach, Urban Meyer, who they both have a pretty good history with each other at the University of Florida, where they won 2 national championships back-to-back years. Tim Tebow was a quarterback of one of those championship teams, winning the Heisman Trophy that year. You all know the history about that with Urban Meyer and Tim Tebow. But getting into this, Urban Meyer, now the head coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars, he wants to, let's just say, kind of rekindle that magic with the locker room atmosphere like he had with Tim Tebow, and obviously there were some other bad apples on that team, but it kind of hid that stuff when everybody was focused on what Tebow was doing at that time at Florida. Not saying there are bad apples in the locker room with the Jacksonville Jaguars right now. Everybody knows this is going to be Trevor Lawrence's team, the #1 overall pick for the Jaguars. This is his team going forward. Urban Meyer selected him. That's the guy. We all know that. Everybody that's losing their minds right now with Tim Tebow getting a chance, mind you, a chance to be on an NFL roster, I find it quite hilarious. And it's the usual suspects, the ones that are complaining about Colin Kaepernick not being in the NFL. They're apologizing, or not really apologizing, but they're apologist defenders of Colin Kaepernick when Kaepernick can easily defend himself. He's busy writing books. That's his choice. If Colin Kaepernick was serious about playing football, he would have been on a roster a long time ago. Just to quickly recap with that, he had a chance of going to the Denver Broncos, but he did not want to negotiate his contract getting traded to the Broncos at the time, and thus he opted out of his contract with the San Francisco 49ers. That was his choice. He did have a chance to sign outright with the Baltimore Ravens at a point in time, not too long after that when he opted out, but his girlfriend at the time, which I don't know if he's still with her or not, she decided to say that Ray Lewis wasn't Uncle Tom on Twitter. Thus, that chance of him playing for the Ravens went nowhere. He also had an opportunity to try out for all the NFL teams with a tryout that was organized by the league itself for all 32 to come and see him work out. He decided to nix it at the last minute with these weird personal demands about having a crew there to film everything. The NFL said it's just a tryout. There's nothing more to it. If you want to play in the NFL, good faith effort here. It's all on you. It's up to you, really, if you want to do this or not. He decided not to the last second, held his own private workout. Teams did see it, but not all 32 teams. Thus, he really doesn't want to play football. But that's the point with Kaepernick and those defending it, saying, why isn't he playing, but now Tebow gets a shot? Obviously, they're overreacting with emotion, and I get the emotion. I even get that some players aren't liking this either, but with them in this regard, I think it's a little bit of jealousy, and that's not any fault on them. I get it. You want to continue to live that dream and play in the NFL, and you're seeing Tim Tebow, who's been out of the NFL for quite some time, getting a chance, albeit at a different position, the tight end position. He's not a quarterback right now. He's faced that fact, and now he's being given an opportunity to prove it. He has to prove it. That's the key here. Tim Tebow, can he make the roster as a tight end for the Jacksonville Jaguars? We shall see. Isn't that going to be the interesting storyline with this team? A franchise in the Jacksonville Jaguars that has really not been relevant its entire existence. Sure, they've made 2 appearances to the AFC Championship game. Actually, correction, 3 AFC Championship appearances. The most recent one, they were 1 quarter away from beating the New England Patriots to get to the Super Bowl not too long ago, maybe 3-4 seasons now. They were very close. But the relevancy ended at that point with the Jaguars in most recent memory because they played like absolute garbage the next season, didn't even make the playoffs. This franchise and relevancy is not tied entirely to Tebow being on this team, but if you want to get some attention, this is an easy way to do it because everybody gravitates to Tim Tebow. It's a weird phenomenon, especially now considering he's not even going to be a quarterback. He'll be a tight end. And he has not earned a spot on the team. He has to earn that in training camp, learning a new position. But if a franchise that wants some relevancy and wants some eyeballs on them, including with the #1 overall pick, Trevor Lawrence, all eyes will definitely be on him and how he translates into the NFL from college and a successful career at Clemson, winning a national title there. This will be a team to watch going into training camp. But another part of this, too, is apparently with the jealousy factor, there's also some deep-seated hatred, I don't know why, with Tim Tebow and the way he conducts himself. Is it the religious aspect? Is it the public persona? Is it the, choir boy, clean, you could say off-field activities that he has? The guy is an advocate for ending human trafficking. And not saying people outright hate him for that, but that's something to aspire to. I do that on a daily basis with this channel and on social media. I'm fighting to end human trafficking as well. I applaud Tim Tebow for doing that and for somebody in his position to advocate for that every single day. That's fantastic. But what's there to hate about Tim Tebow? I don't hate anything about the guy. Did I think he was a great quarterback at the time? No. Was it a marvel to watch him win games? Not always by himself, certainly not, but there were moments he had some pretty good games, like I said in that playoff game against the Pittsburgh Steelers. This is a win-win if you look at it. Is he going to make the roster? Probably not. He's learning a new position. It's going to take some time if he really wants to put in the work and effort. Do I doubt that he's going to do that? Absolutely not. He's proven it time and time again. Baseball, quarterbacking at Florida, quarterbacking beginning in his NFL career. He's proved me wrong. He's going to prove a lot of these doubters wrong, and especially the ones that are having a little bit of a deep-seated hatred for Tim Tebow. But this is just proof, once again, sports media is a joke. And if you want to see them for their true colors, just look at that vitriolic reaction. Just to Tim Tebow getting a chance to make the roster. He's not guaranteed a spot on the team. He does have to earn it, and I can't wait to see him earn it and rub it in all these people's faces. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you hit that subscribe button below, whether it's on YouTube, BitChute, Rumble, or Odyssey. Leave a like, leave a comment if you like what you see on any of those video channels. To get the links to those sites, you can go to westonsportsguy.com. Follow the top of that page for all the social media links as well. Thank you again for tuning in, and I will see you next time.